The guy says, I don't want to talk about it right now.
Oh my God, why not?
I don't want to talk about it now. It means that if I open up now, I'm going to say some shit not in the correct sentence that's going to trigger you in the wrong way that I don't mean.
I get where you're coming from, but
Do you?
No.
Such a lie.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cancellable Podcast. My name is Bardia. I'm here with Kurosh.
Hey guys, what's up?
And comments and reply to his what's up. And we're here with Not Faisal. Hi Nat. Welcome back.
Hi.
Our honorary co-host.
Co-host, yeah.
Love
Welcome
that.
back.
Thank you.
Of course, glad to have you back. Like for the fifth time. All right. So, woman.
What about them?
Nothing. They're amazing. I don't know.
Okay, so for this episode, we decided what would be a good topic to discuss since we have Nat with us is to kind of see the opposing views of like men versus women on different topics, and we all like did some research on like topics that we can talk about, and none of what I just had a stroke. No one knows each other's topics, and we haven't discussed
Yes.
about them before.
Yes. Do you smell toast? Are you?
Yeah, no. Okay, so how I thought of this topic for this episode was I was listening to a Joe Rogan episode, and they were talking about how if you hear a story that like a 35-year-old or 40-year-old like teacher, a male teacher fucks a student that's like, I don't know, 17, 18, a woman, you want to murder that guy. But if you hear the reverse of the situation, a hot teacher that's like 35 fucked a 16-year-old dude or 18-year-old dude, you always like root for that guy.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to see like what's your perspective on this?
How about you go? Because I got a bit of a look on it. I said, yeah.
I mean, my perspective is I think it's like should be the same. Like I think it's messed up. I mean, I don't think it depends on ages.
Okay, let's say
If it's 18, below 18, it's like in the States, that's statutory rape.
legally 100%. But
Yeah, but like,
let's say for you, let's say a 16-year-old guy and a 35-year-old teacher, female teacher.
Is he upset about it? It depends. I mean, is there like
Okay. Let me give you a better example. I heard about this story I think a year and a half ago, so I don't remember all the details, but this 35-year-old or like 40-year-old teacher fucked this 16-year-old guy, and the kid went and told his parents, and then the parents reported it to the police, and she got arrested. But when this broke on the news, the picture of the woman, she was super hot. So,
okay, I will say one thing.
Okay.
First of all, if he was happy about it, I guarantee you he wouldn't have gone to tell his parents because I'm
maybe he was
sure.
bragging about it, though.
Yeah, but I'm sure he would have known that he would have gotten in trouble with it. He's not
He's
9.
16.
He's 16. Yeah, exactly. So 16, you would know that probably my parents aren't going to like the fact that my teacher and I,
Got down.
yeah, and dirty.
Yeah.
No.
Got busy.
Good teamwork, yeah.
Got busy.
So, you know what I mean? So if I'm pretty sure if he went to go tell his parents, it's because he wasn't happy with it and he probably got manipulated, and that is messed up.
What a bitch.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. See, like when I hear that,
So if he's not allowed to feel upset about it?
get over it.
Yeah, I mean,
You got your dick sucked.
That is so bad.
It's
like,
not like she like.
Okay, so any traumatic thing that happens to you guys in life, and if you ever get upset about it, get over it. Is basically
Yeah.
what we're
it's-
saying.
No, there's difference. Like, I don't know, if someone fucking grabs you in the street, handcuffs you, and chops your leg off, you're allowed to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but as a
What?
16-year-old, like,
yeah, it's still the same.
maybe you had
It's not
hopes
like
for
she
your
put a
first
strap
time.
on and fucked him in the ass. Like,
You don't know that.
I do. The news, the
Oh.
story broke on the news.
Actually, you know.
They have details on the story.
No, it was a straight kid.
That's very
He
important.
got
Yeah,
the
but you
cum.
don't know. She might be really weird.
She was hot as
Also,
fuck.
maybe she's not a complete she.
that would have been in the news. Trust me.
Yeah, but 100%.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people wouldn't be as upset about it as well because like now like you have to.
Oh, they have rights too, even with 16-year-olds.
No, I feel like you'd be more upset.
You'd be
No,
upset.
surely not.
No, I'm saying like now everyone's like trying to like make sure that community like really stays like
Oh,
protected.
from the
So it wouldn't be getting as much of media attention, so it wouldn't blow up as much. Because like every sort of a blowback like puts them a step back, you know?
yeah, but still, like,
I just feel like you guys, this is the problem with men.
oh my god.
is they put this like, for
Where's Andrew
example,
Tate to defend us?
like any
It's
guy.
my wife saying that. That's a big problem for me.
No, any guy that is more emotional than the standard is considered to be someone who's like weak and needs
Yeah,
to
but
get over
standards
it.
have dropped significantly over the years.
Big time. Okay, Kursh and I are very similar. So we both know we are not saying above the standard makes you better or being at the standard, like that's like the definition of the self, like how you put yourself on the spectrum. But like we both know we are less emotional than the other. But I myself don't like it when someone's a bit too emotional, especially a guy, because I feel like a guy should not be as emotional. That's just I feel like, see, like in partnership, I feel like there should be a balance. A woman should be able to be more free with their expression of their emotion.
Yeah.
And a man should be able to be more calm and less emotional and be thinking about everything more logically. So if they were to be both emotional, that's a big hot mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and
we're
if they were
talking
to
about-
be both logical, but that's it. But like that's how the whole yin yang shit happens. Like there's a balance to it. So I feel like a man being less emotional makes them more logical, more prone to like handle stress, more prone to be calm in certain situations. If someone's like not in charge of their of their emotion, that means that in a stressful situation, and traditionally men are like brought up to be able to like handle everything. I know now women work and everything. I'm not like, again, I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm saying like, but men have been brought up to be able to like handle all the stress and like carry the burden of the stress and everything for the family. So if a man is like emotional, that like kind of, you know, it as much as a woman creates the base with the man, I feel like the man has to be less emotional.
Okay,
I guess that's how I operate. If someone's emotional, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
I mean,
can't-
not to be so PC about it, but like you're talking about a 16-year-old kid. I feel like that's like personally, I consider that like a traumatic event that happened, especially because he went to his parents and complained about it. Don't make faces. So you need to understand something about women. All right. Women. All right. They don't need a guy that's like literally so emotionally unavailable. When you like tell a 16-year-old kid that went through something like that you need to get over it, okay, you're basically conditioning that kid to be like on the other extreme of like no emotions, like just be macho, like bury your emotions, all that stuff. So yeah, good, but what about the women that women that need
Why do you say women like
emotions?
that?
I don't know.
understand.
I don't
Do we
know.
say it like that?
I heard
No,
it
we
on a
don't.
video and now I can't stop saying it like that. Right. Like women need men to be emotional too. You can't just have someone that's literally like a wall and then someone who's like crying all the time.
There's a difference between having emotions and being emotional.
Thank you. That's very true. Because like
Having
you know me.
emotions means you're not a psychopath.
Yeah, but
Not being
expressing the
emotion-
emotions
You don't have to express your emotions all the time.
for women, it's you can't just have someone that has emotions but literally doesn't express them.
Yeah, you can.
I laugh when I'm happy.
No, there's a difference between doing it all the time and never doing it, right? It's a spectrum, obviously.
Right.
But this is funny because I watched one of these podcasts that, they bring like 12 bimbos and the guy sits there to basically just like talk shit about. Have you seen this new
What do you watch?
This just came up. I don't watch this, but it came up on my shorts. But it's kind of like the Andrew Tate vibe guy.
Okay.
I don't know him that well. But so basically, the whole setup was that there was like 2 guys and like 12 girls or some shit. And the girls, you could tell they're not like very deep thinkers. That's the most polite way of
Okay.
They're cum buckets. But
We didn't have to.
went from like that's a pretty decent bit. The fucking comeback.
Dumb as shit.
All right.
But they were talking to them. They were saying the same stuff that like, oh, we want the guy that can express his emotions and all that shit. Then the guy went one by one, asked them about how the relationship ended, and like they got to this scenario that like, did the guy cry in front of you and express his emotions a lot? And then they found that in almost all of their relationships, as soon as the guy started being like emotionally available, all that shit, it became a turn off to women.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing. Sorry, I just want to say something. The biggest thing to highlight here is that you just said they were dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just,
So
same point, because I was like, you can't create the norm and the standard based on like people like that. But in general, I stand by it. Like, you know me so well. Like, you know that like when you get emotional, sometimes I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I need like clarification of like what the causation of the emotion is, because I need to like, for me to process, to be able to help, because that's how I function. You know.
I mean, I understand that you're a logical person, but you do have emotions.
I do.
And like from time to time you express that emotion. I don't mean like you expressing emotions doesn't mean you burst out crying. It just means that you express emotions. Yeah. I just think that women, all right, that are like
to this episode, I'm just gonna cut her saying women.
Make a song out of it. Me, woman.
I just think that women are you can't, like, you as a man, right, being on to the extent that, like, okay, let's take the example of our future son. Okay, let's think about our future
he's
son.
supposed to be named after me, correct?
We'll talk about it. Continue.
Our future son.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, let's say our future son was in this situation, okay? And I'm assuming your reaction would probably be a high five or some celebratory.
No.
Can I be an uncle in this situation?
Of course.
Yeah. I'm high-fiving that kid.
Okay.
Okay, the Gersh is out of our life.
You know what the fuck? No, I will ask, like, honestly, how... Okay, first of all, whatever I say, when you're not in the situation, so like how you think you're gonna react, but in terms of like this, because being a parent is a very different thing.
Okay, but like let's say hypothetical.
Obviously that's what we're saying. So, for example, if he were to come to me and say that, I'll ask the question saying that like, were you forced to do this? If it says no, I'm like, okay, go do your homework.
All right.
I think I'll ask a different set of questions.
Right, but
I would ask, one, did she, like, for example, in this teacher scenario, right? Did she promise you better grades? And if he said yes, or like, did she give you better grades after? If she said yes, cool. Secondly, even though you were manipulated into it, did you enjoy it while it was happening?
No. That creates a psychological problem. Because you feel like every time you have sex, you'll be able to get something out of it.
If it says yes, then I'll send it to a psychologist.
No, okay.
You didn't let me finish that part.
Sorry.
He's not a complete psycho.
But the first question would be, was she hot? And I think that's what makes the difference. Because, I just thought of this, so I'm thinking through with you guys. Don't judge me on this, right? For a guy, your first time experience with a woman, if you ask majority of guys, it's pretty horrible. Like, not horrible, but it's very average, right?
Yeah.
So you can either do it with a 16-year-old that's or with a hot 35-year-old that knows what they're doing. So if you were manipulated into it, then I don't see what there is to complain about.
Okay.
Right? But on the opposite side, for a female, obviously you can say this. From what I've heard, is that you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about something else.
No. I have a follow-up question.
Okay, what's your
actually.
follow-up question?
So this is for both of you. Okay. So you said what you would say to your future sons if this was the case. Okay. Let's say that son had a sister.
He's dead.
Wait. I haven't finished my question yet. Okay. Let's say your son had a sister, And let's say while that situation was being dealt with, don't you think that the way that you deal with that situation with the son and the way that you've said you would deal with it would set a really bad example for your daughter?
No, because different genders are different.
Yeah, but you're saying that to your son, okay?
Yeah.
And let's imagine your son is like, cool, that was my dad's reaction, like I didn't get in trouble, whatever, cool. Somehow brings it up to his sister.
Yeah, but the
And
same
then-
parenting rules don't apply to different
Yeah, but
genders.
to you, but your 15-year-old daughter doesn't know that,
Yeah,
or your
yeah.
13-year-old daughter
No,
doesn't know that.
No,
Yeah,
but his teenager's gonna be like, it's not fair.
Yeah,
He
it's not
said
fair.
cool
I'm
for
gonna
him.
rebel.
Shit
Sure, I'm
like-
gonna go fuck a 35-year-old. What kind of daughter am I raising?
Teenagers,
I'm
but
saying like
teenagers.
no. Okay, God forbid, Jesus Christ.
I'm
That,
just
like legit
saying,
like
like-
gave me scare.
I'm
But
just
like
saying.
if situation reverse, he's dead. But that is actually not a bad point. Because like to be
We lost
yeah.
argument.
I just think that
I
No,
feel our
you're
not
grasp
thinking
on this.
about it.
Like we're losing our grasp on
No,
this.
because
Yeah,
like
I know.
logically,
think about how teenage
how
girls
would
think.
you like if it's like
First of all, why is my son such a bitch that first it comes complains to me, then goes tell his sister? We're gonna have a whole situation with that. I don't want that kid. Like we gotta figure that something out with there, like early military or like some
No, but
shit.
what if it went around the school and your other daughter found out? Like, it's
Put
so
her in
many different
schools.
situations.
Problem solved. Boarding school.
no.
No.
Boarding school's all boys, man.
Yeah, send a guy to boarding school.
Yeah. You don't want a person who's
Oh,
experienced
yeah,
sex. Go to an all guys school. He's gonna come back. Same thing happen again, but there's one difference.
Yeah.
He said he really likes it. You're like, fuck. Like, dude, shit. Anyways,
Yeah, I
let's
think
go
I
to
win.
different scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have another question.
Okay.
Like another scenario, right? Maybe not as quite the same, but have you? I mean, I'm sure you've heard this and said this, and women say, "I don't want to tell him to do something. I want him to know that he needs to do something."
Oh, yeah.
Can you fucking explain this? Because I really try to digest this, and I don't understand why, if you want something and you know the person can do it, just tell them and they'll do it.
Okay. So, okay, I don't want to speak on behalf of all women.
No, do
women,
please. Yeah.
But I believe,
It's either you do or Barry does.
no,
I don't-
from my perspective, we believe that we shouldn't have to ask you to do something that's common sense.
That's no.
Yes.
No, because
Yes.
here's the thing: common sense.
Sorry.
Common sense. Like, I have something that in my head works completely. Like, it's completely normal. No, like, oh, this should be happening. It's so normal. This is like a routine. This should happen. But if you're not aware of how, this is like, actually, I feel like I'm talking on behalf of a woman because like it's the communication. So like basically like if no seriously like women like love communication. So like
Doesn't sound right when you do it.
Yeah.
Bro. It just sounds
It's
hateful.
women.
Oh, shit.
so that like they believe like in communication. So like you know when I'm dealing with like certain situation, I go quiet. But like communication is key and all
I
this
know.
stuff because like but my common sense is that if I'm dealing with a situation, I need to think about it.
Okay, let me phrase it like properly then. What I'm saying is that when, for example, as women, when we ask for something to be done, it's not as, we don't feel like it's as genuine or as, like, for example, I don't know how to explain it, but like, let's say we were to say, for example, we like to, I don't know, have flowers sent to us every anniversary. Let's just say as an example. Okay. Or like, so, I don't know, something a bit more like specific to someone. But let's say we like something cute to be done on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Okay. Or on a daily basis. We like something cute to be done and it's just not something that you're doing. It's more like the thoughtfulness around it that we feel like men should have because they know what we like, especially the person that you're in a relationship with. Like the person you're in a relationship with should know that you like stuff like this or should want to do stuff like this. So the point is that we want you to want to do something like this without us having to tell you to do it, because it won't be as genuine if you don't do it. If we ask you to do it.
I'm gonna answer this like, okay, if you were like, not if the woman were to say like ask for every single thing they would like, and imagine it's like request. I mean, like it has to be logical, by the way. It can't be just like your wish is my demand for every single.
Of course,
like
yeah.
It has to make sense. But if it were to be every single time, like continuously, even this repetitive pattern of even the same request, okay, that's an issue. But if someone wants something, the best way to get it is to ask for it. Maybe some person doesn't understand that this is a cute shit to do. Maybe like the concept of like, oh, if I were to get, I don't know, maybe for example, I need my hugs to be 3 seconds instead of 1 second or some shit like that. I'm trying to think about, like, I don't know what to think about. So I'm saying like maybe that's the case, right? If the person is not asking for it, the other person thinks, oh, this is like this in my head, I'm completing the task, this is my thing done, okay? But if it were to be asked, okay, now I'm aware that this is a need, so I will make sure that this sort of need is be taken care of. If it has to be asked again, then yeah, that I feel like that person doesn't want to fulfill the need. But if it's done, then that person is done doing it.
Like for me, right? Personally, I'm trying to think about it. For me, if let's say with the flower example, right? That's a bad example because you shouldn't ask for
I
a
know,
flower.
it's more just like.
But like, let's say
Yeah, that's why I was struggling.
No, but it's a good example. Like,
no, but flowers, yeah. But like other stuff, like let's say if I do something without someone telling me for that individual, or they ask me and I do it. I mean, obviously, if you ask for flowers, that's bad. That's why I said not that example. But like something else, if I do it on my own, or if you tell me and I do it, the level of like me being genuine on my side is the same. Because if you ask me to do it, it's not like if I didn't want to do it, I just wouldn't do it even after you ask me. Right? So like you say that like it's more genuine when the person does it, but in our head, or at least in my head, that's not the case. It's just that I think for men, or at least for you and I, it's like if something is working and someone doesn't point out a problem with it, in our head it's like, okay, that's worked out. There's no need to fuck with that. Let's worry about other shit that's we know there's an issue with it, right?
The reason she's shaking her head, because like imagine, let's say in our home, like the decoration is like, this is here, okay? In my head, I'm like, that's there, we've dealt with it, that's done, right? And then she's like, let's move this. I'm like, why are we moving things before like we agreed on? Like this is now my head now is placed there, so like we can move on. If you want to change something else, we can do it. But
like, you see the misconnect. Like, do you feel the same way that like if you do it on your own, or if she tells you and you do it, is it the same level of genuinity?
Yeah,
genuine.
But at the same time, I do like to do things on my own.
Yeah,
that's the concept of surprise. The element of surprise is nice. If I were to buy you flowers out of fucking nowhere, you'd be like, oh my god, flowers, right? But flowers, I don't know why it get played in my head. But oh my god, flowers. But okay, not again. Asking for flowers is really the wrong thing.
Yeah,
but
that was a bad. Like
yeah,
that.
but.
It's probably, by the way, if a woman ever says something like that, it's probably because she feels like her partner isn't being thoughtful in general, and
Are you
probably
talking about flowers or like in general?
No, just being thoughtful about things, like for example, getting her flowers or taking her out to dinner, or I don't know, like if they live together, doing the dishes, doing whatever thoughtful things for her.
I do. Let's make sure there's no thinking about like it's like some personal shit
thing
coming
that
out.
I've noticed girls do, or at least some. I'm gonna generalize from here on out, but you guys know what I mean, right? Is you guys give subliminal messaging?
Yeah.
And because men to men, they don't communicate that way. We either say it or we don't say it, right? We don't do passive aggressive subliminal shit. So especially like in younger years when you start dating and stuff, we're not adapted to this. So you guys do the subliminal shit. We don't pick up on it. Then you guys get mad on why we didn't pick up on it. And then you guys don't tell us why you're mad at us.
Because
it becomes like a headache for us. Like when I was
listen.
like, I don't know, from like 16 till I was like 21, 22, This was like I'm saying a sentence, right? And the individual heard the first 10%, got mad at something I said without listening to the rest of it that justifies it, went on a full conversation in her head, and then got mad at me for the conversation she had in her head about.
Yeah, look, listen, because I'm telling you that you have to be thoughtful. Like the fact that
Great
you don't
explanation.
understand the fact that you don't understand the hints just means that you're not listening, which also relates to another problem that men have, is that they don't listen. Like they're so like logical about things that they, like, for example, they'll take the message for what it is instead of like diving deeper into it.
But why not just say what you want to say?
Because it
Nah, this is
doesn't
kind of
mean
scaring
as
me,
much.
to be honest, because like we don't have this. I'm like,
Because no, but this is more at the beginning of
Right,
relationships.
not after
like
you know
people,
so
something.
you
yeah.
kind of learn
Yeah.
the language, but
Yeah.
Exactly. Love language. See, okay, this is something that I love to talk about, is like love language and stuff, because then you know what the other person likes. But men at first, like in general, they're like, what? Why should I know this? That would solve your mind reading problem.
yeah,
Yeah, but why do we have to adapt to your shit and not you guys adapt to our shit?
no.
Do you ever complain? I don't hear men ever complaining that, oh, women don't do this stuff for me.
No. This is
I'm complaining right now.
let me make the balance here. Yeah.
See, you're not listening.
It's very wrong for one to expect. No, you have to understand my side, and you have to like
Oh, yeah.
comply to this
Yeah.
or the other. There has to be a balance. That's where the asking thing does make sense, because if I were to ask for something, then you would know that what I like, what I dislike. I can easily say, oh, I don't like this. You know, and as a woman, you like they should also feel free to ask if they want something or they need something that could be not something. You never. Okay, first of all, when you date a person or you're in a relationship with a person, that person is, every person is unique. You know, like, yeah, flowers is a very general thing, but you might like a rabbit instead of a teddy bear. How the fuck would I know without you telling me about it? You know, like maybe you found Bugs Bunny cute, but like I wouldn't know, oh, that's the message that she prefers rabbits to teddy bears, you know?
We're really bad with examples.
Yeah,
I
I'm done. It's
know.
really hard to come up
Rabbit.
because the flower thing really fucked up my, like, you know.
Okay, so this is something I've seen commonly, that guys get mad, right, when they're angry at something. I'm not saying at the woman, but they're just angry. Something happened in their day, right? And the woman comes to them. They're like, "What's going on?"
I already know what you're
The
talking
guy
about.
says, "I don't want to talk about it
Oh
right
my God,
now."
why not?
Because okay, I'll tell you exactly.
We're gonna
why.
have a full-on
No,
argument
I'll
right
tell
now.
you exactly what. Specifically, if he's mad at her, right?
And you don't want to talk about it?
I'll tell you why.
Everything's
Because-
okay,
No, because like for me, right, from personal experience, I don't usually get mad in relationships.
Okay.
If I get mad, it means something is really fucked with me. And when I say I don't want to talk about it now, it means that if I open up now, I'm gonna say some shit not in the correct sentence that's gonna trigger you in the wrong way that I don't mean, but I'm so mad I can't think in the proper way to communicate it to your language.
That's a good way to put
You know, but then some girls just go like, no, but you gotta tell me what's going on, or like,
I think it's the fear of that it's gonna like marinate in your head and you're gonna get even more mad about it.
No, but
and
you-
you're not gonna be able to like for example, okay, I'll tell you what happens in women's head so that you know why we would want you to talk about it immediately. Personally, I'm an overthinker. Okay, so if, for example, I'm upset about something, I will overthink the situation so much that I'll probably make myself even more upset, and I'll probably start creating scenarios where I'll get mad at things that probably never even existed, but I'll just keep getting mad at them and make the situation even worse. So that fear also like is applied to you. We're scared that you're probably going to get even more mad about it and probably make it even worse in your own head. So we're like, okay, let's talk about it now.
No, but
Why
that's-
wouldn't you want
yeah,
to
but
talk
you know
about
what
it
issue
now?
that creates is that, so let's say I know the person is an overthinker, right? So I'm forced to talk when I'm not ready to talk and say it not exactly in the way I want to say it because I'm flustered or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then she starts crying. I have to suffocate my madness to comfort her when this whole shit was about me being mad. You see the problem with that?
First of all,
Yeah.
okay, I get where you're coming from, But
Do
at
you?
No.
Such a lie. Like, not even eye contact. Just like, I know where you're coming from.
I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. Look, first of all, saying you don't want to talk about it right now is probably one of the worst responses that you could possibly have.
Okay, but do
I
you
want to talk
understand
about it later.
why?
Is that better?
Do you understand
No.
why? Do you understand why though? Because as he said, it's not like it marinates and makes us more frustrated and mad. When you think about a problem, you put it in front of you. You're like, okay, this is a situation. This is stressing me out. This is making me really angry. If I were to talk about it right now, I'm not thinking about it logically. I'm talking about it emotionally. When you talk emotions, a lot of times you don't make sense. So, you get what I mean. So the thing about it is that if I were to pause and let myself think more about it, I'll be like, okay, this is the problem. These are the solutions. And now that I want to talk about it in a calm way, you'll be like, okay, this is a problem. These are the solutions that I'm thinking about. And you'll be able to communicate it clearly. If it's emotional, we're thinking like in this scenario that you're talking about someone who's emotional, correct? So if you're going to talk emotion, this is what I said about the balance thing as well. If you get emotional and angry, that person's going to get emotional as well. One, the problem did not get solved for shit. That's first thing, which is the initial thing. It has created another problem that now you have to put your problem aside and then calm the other situation down. So now you're like, fuck, I'm angry. I'm more angry now.
But I can't show it because
you can't show it. The problem is still there. I'm still stressed about that. So after that, I still have to go back to thinking about it. Are we even gonna mention why I was mad about it? So you
have to, yeah, but you guys at the same time, you can't just put everything on us. The way that you respond when we're trying to pull the situation out of you is also very wrong. Like to say,
what would be the correct response?
So, for example, if you were to say, I want to talk about this with you. Like, I genuinely want to talk it out and resolve the problem and everything like that. It's just I need a second to compose my emotions before I can start talking to you.
Okay. Now I'll ask you a question and be honest. From all the women you know in your life, what percentage of them would listen to you and let go at that moment and not keep going at it?
Probably like a solid
5%?
3%.
Okay.
Okay.
So with your suggestions that's the best response, you might get rid of 3%.
By the way, women, okay, not all women need to talk about it immediately.
True.
Okay, so there are
obviously we're generalizing.
Yeah,
to a
we're
huge,
generalizing.
huge
None of us
percentage.
represent
But-
the gender. Like we have.
But just like you want your like needs to be satisfied in that moment and like you need to take a second and everything, you have to understand women are so emotional and all they want to do is resolve it and they're so upset and everything, and the more they think about it, the more it manifests in their head and gets worse. So you're asking for your needs to be satisfied, but what are you doing to satisfy the person that's...
But when I'm mad, it's about me. Like,
That's
Same here!
no.
But
we're talking about when
No.
the man
if
is
you're
mad.
upset about
if
something.
I get upset once a year, that one moment, let it be about me.
Yeah, but the thing is, whenever you guys, it's not just about when you're mad. It's in general, like if you're having a frustrating day, if you're having, do you have a lot on your mind? It's not even about the partner that you're with. You generally don't want to talk about it. So if you don't want to talk about it ever,
Fair.
you know what I mean?
No, but
so it's not just that one moment. It's not
a
like
whole
you're always
compromise
talking and
thing
then
that
one
is
thing,
saying.
you know?
It's a whole compromise thing.
Yeah.
But one thing I realized personally, which is definitely a weakness of mine, is that because I was raised in an all-boys school for the first, 16 years of my life, I didn't have to think about how I communicate because I'm communicating with a guy most of the time.
Yeah.
So if someone does something that pisses, obviously this is not in a relationship setting, but if someone does something that pisses me off, I straight say it to their face. It either gets physical or it doesn't or whatever. It either ends there or the friendship ends there, right? Then I'm not saying that like, oh, like she got me so mad, I want to beat her. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh my God, that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. The look you guys gave me, I thought that's what you're thinking.
No, I was like genuinely agreeing with you because like I was also
No, but
raised in
like
the
for
same
me when I
situation as
first
you.
came here and like my first relationship here, it was like very difficult to like try to translate that anger that I usually
Yeah.
like say it to a guy to have to like calmly. So I definitely not only my English was shit, but also I had to be angry in a different language, which is so difficult. Like, you don't understand how hard is it when you first learn a new...
Puta de madre, but
Not talking a third language.
no, I'm just saying, like, I didn't want to say Farsi shit, because, like...
Yeah, but, like, it's so hard. I mean, you've spoken English since you were born. But for me, when you learn it at the age of 16, when you get, like, super mad, your brain automatically goes back to a different... to your original language. So you just have to, like... It's a whole bunch of shit.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah. So that's on top of all the other shit that regular men deal with. Not that I'm special, but you know.
You are special.
Yeah, retarded.
Oh God. I don't know. I just feel like
Did you wear a helmet?
No, but I did get dropped a lot.
yeah.
Maybe you needed a helmet.
Oh God.
But what are some
Yeah,
scenarios
so
that you
scenario.
can think of? So these were like
Well,
stuff I had.
I mean, you touched on a couple that we already think about, I guess, with men. But I guess this is a good one. Do men think that girl groups are basically just consistent of gossip and drama, and they basically all just like secretly hate each other? Because that's literally what I think all men think.
Not all, majority of them.
Why?
Especially in, actually, it's not just Middle
I mean, I
East.
don't disagree with you, but why?
Because
So we're right, and we're having to
No, I'm just curious if that's actually what you think, because I
this
think
is
that.
just based on what I've seen in like groups of, unless the friendships are like really old, like they've known each other for a long time, it becomes like a competition, passive aggressive, like sly comments to each other a lot, unless the friendships are old.
Yeah.
With guys, I don't think we have, like, in our communication is not that complex that, like, if you don't like someone, you don't necessarily go the passive aggressive route. You just shit on them in public. But with girls, it's more like small comments about their boyfriend, or like, oh, I have more money than you, like, you know, that kind of like.
Yeah.
So like I've seen a lot of that in like different friendship groups. The only ones that I haven't seen, or the ones I've seen that they don't take it personally, is the ones
Yeah.
that have been friends together for like, I don't know, over 5 years or something. But I don't know, is that a fair thing?
I mean, I think that's fair. Sorry, you want
I just wanted to say it's the same thing that you were talking about regarding how guys react, like communicate with each other. So like if you've done something, I'll be like, bro, by the way, this, you know, that line, you know, and that's it. That's the end of it. He understands, I understand, we're cool, we're gonna continue. Nothing is like, everything's over. But the same way we say guys are very confrontational and like they say it legit, this is how it is. Women don't tend to be like that. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I feel like that would lead to less confrontation. This whole thing about it marinating, leading to other things. And the second, it's how you think about a person. So like if you're genuinely happy about like how a person is, whatever they do, you let it slide. But if you have something brewing in your head and they do the smallest thing, you're like, this motherfucker's
takes
at
you
it
off.
again.
Yeah.
Doing that shit. Oh, look how he's holding the cup. Like it's fucking. She's holding the cup. Like she's better than fucking everybody. You know. Not that that's how it is. But I'm just making an example. So it keeps on building. So obviously, when it builds up, it would come out in such a more explosive way.
Yes.
So it would lead to more conflict. It would lead to the friendship not being as
genuine.
as it should be.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could lead to them crying, "Oh my God, I love you," but at the same time, I don't know. I'm
But I think this
speculating.
is. I actually I don't remember any of it, so I'm just gonna say I'm thinking it because I don't have any references. I think it's a human evolution thing. Because for men, we can all agree men are definitely more violent, right? There's always that last gear of violence. So, but for women, it's not as common for whatever reason, not the testosterone, whatever it is. If the last gear is not there, if that's not your last resort, then whatever is below that becomes the last resort. And that would be verbally like bringing someone down,
Yeah.
whether it's direct or subliminally. For us, it's like we do the verbal shit very basically. If that doesn't work, we go to the next gear, the last gear, which is physical. So I think that's why maybe, I mean, I don't have any science
So do you
behind it.
feel like men are what you see is what you get kind of attitude? Like whatever the
Most
guy.
of the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Most
So
of the
no.
time.
okay. Interesting that you say that. Continue.
No, as in like what you see, what you get. Like is for example, okay, you see a person, you see how they act and everything. This is
No. That's not what I mean. As in, like, for example, if a guy says, "This is what I mean," like, I'm not actually mad at you. This is what I
think she
meant out of
means,
it. Like this is that's actually what it is. There's no like subliminal
It's
meaning.
not what you see is what it is. It's what they say.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Like what they
Yes.
give you is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pretty
I
much
think
what it is.
majority of the time there is
Why would you-
certain men that are very snaky. and-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually most men can suss them out.
Okay, because I was gonna ask this. So when women, okay, specifically the women that maybe you're interested in or maybe you're in a relationship with or something like that, I'm speaking in a general sense because this seems to be the case with most of the situations where, for example, let's say your partner, whatever the stage is, has like a couple of guy best friends, for example. Okay. There's a lot of times.
I don't know what that means.
So, like, for example, they have like.
No, I know what you're saying, but that doesn't exist.
What do you
it
mean?
does.
Okay, wait, let me get to
No,
my question.
no.
So why are the guys then saying, "Oh, this guy wants to get with you," like he's not genuinely your best friend?
99% of the time, it's because I don't know.
I thought it's what you see is what you get.
No. But that's when you're talking guy communicating with a
The
guy.
guy.
But why is it different
Because
with
you're
a girl?
putting a girl in the middle. That's different. You don't understand how men's brain works when it comes to sex, right? I think there was a research study that every like, even if it's not like the first thought in your head, in the back of the man's head, I think it's like twice every minute a guy
Wow.
is thinking about sex, like in the back of his head, right? This is what you don't understand, that in majority of cases, like, I don't know, let's say majority, a guy is only friends with a girl till he sees the opening. A guy is only friends with a girl because that's where the girl drew the line.
There's never
Unless-
a genuine like.
Very, very rare scenarios. Come on, very rare scenarios. How many female friends do you have?
Like,
close
really
friends.
close friends.
Like
Masu.
no, but like
One.
someone that like you like you speak to them every day, someone that you hang out with sometimes, like whatever.
I mean,
How many close female friends do you have that you consider them as close and you and I?
oh yeah.
Oh, none.
Okay. Or one or two maximum.
Yeah, but
right?
like you. I mean, we've been. You know, like Masu's like a very close friend.
No,
and,
no,
like, I
but we're
would
not talking
gossip,
about
yeah, shit
that.
like
We're
that.
talking about, like, for example, when it comes to a girl with a guy best friend, that's someone that you're talking to on the daily. That's someone that you gossip with. That's someone that,
okay.
you know.
First of all, when
That's
look
different.
at our
That's what I'm
lives
saying.
now. No, but look at our lives now. We don't genuinely talk with all of our best friends and everything every day. You and I talk because we have a lot of shit to do, like.
No, I'm
you
not
know.
questioning your friendship with like Masu, for example, or a close friend. But I'm saying in general, like when you were single, right? I'm not talking about Nat. When you were younger, when you saw a girl that you like, you start talking and everything. When you would find out that actually this is a big red flag if you find out the girl has 6 straight guy close friends.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
bit much.
Okay,
Like,
even if it's 3, whatever.
okay.
Majority of cases, a girl having a close male friend, like multiple close male friends, is a red flag to
That
me.
is a red flag.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that
No, but I think having like, for example, girl groups scare me. I'm just gonna say that from now. Like, I have a select group of like close girlfriends, and then the guy friends aren't really like best friends. They're more just like close friends, but like, you
Yeah,
know.
that's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So, but what I'm talking about is when a girl has like, let's say one close guy best friend. Okay. This is where I don't understand. This is why girls like actually being friends with guys, is because they're so like
No drama.
no drama. It is what it is. So like upfront, transparent, and all this stuff. So how come guys are so like, oh, like he definitely doesn't
Yeah, but
have,
I
you know?
get what you mean, because here's the thing. I've explained the situation to you before. Men are dogs. Okay.
Yeah, but we're not talking about like 16. We're
No,
talking about,
I'm talking about
like,
in general.
40
Men,
even. It's-
men are dogs. Okay. The way that he's saying that, oh, there's very rare situations, because rare happens that like when a guy is really close friends with a girl and he's like, I genuinely feel like she's a sister and I just want to talk to her, like whatever. I'm the wingman of her, even like to that point. Okay, that barely happens because, again, men are dogs. Like as a guy, I'll say it. So I do understand where it is a big red flag when there's a lot of guys that she. And when because women don't think that, and they think very innocently of how men think and all that. So they're not aware of it. But when a guy says it, it seems up as like, oh, overprotectiveness or too jealous and all these stuff. It does give off that vibe if you really think about it.
Like, that depends.
I mean, no, to an extent. You can't be
yeah.
like, oh, don't even talk to it. Like, no,
my
that's
6
like,
guy best friends don't come near them. Like, that's too much, I think. But like, whereas
no,
if I
no. As in, if she were to be like very, like, she'd be like, oh, I have 6 guy best friends.
that's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
a bit too much. Or like even 3 guy best. If there's like one, I'm like maybe like
Depends on the
You gotta
story,
suss
like-
them out. You gotta
Yeah,
see
you're
like
friends
how,
since you were kids.
yeah.
like-
I mean all
Yeah.
of that shit. You know
You
that
still
that-
keep an eye on that guy.
Little
by the
bit.
way.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that 100% of the girls have a guy best friend. There's like very low chance they
But
don't
let
have
me
a guy
tell you
best friend.
something as well. This is something that like I genuinely believe in. Men are dogs, okay? But how you treat a guy best friend and everything of the girl, I think a lot of time there shouldn't be an overreaction, because at the end, whatever the intention of the guy may be, it's up to the girl.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
if she's if you like the girl and you think that she's a respectable person and everything, like whatever the intention there are nothing, because they're useless. Like basically,
Yeah,
there's
but one
no
fact you're not considering, and I've seen this happen, not to me, but I've seen it to close friends happen. That the girl was interested in my friend, and she had a close guy friend, right? He was slowly like creating tension, like putting ideas in her head to break up their relationship, and he had done this before to multiple relationships she's had in the past.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so some guys can manipulate like a motherfucker when it comes to getting some pussy at the end of it.
Yeah, but if he's not getting it, get the hint, move on. Like,
By the way, I
fuck.
just have to say, girls do the same thing
Oh, 100%.
to their
yeah.
best friends.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. This is why, this is why having such a big group of girlfriends is probably the scariest thing. And having like a select few of best friends who are actually genuinely your friends is the best thing, because they're
This
crazy.
is what happens when you have friends that are like almost a decade old best friends. So for me,
Yeah, but
like
guys
I
are
would
different.
no, because for me, anyone that I know I'm really close with, like other than I feel like Ehsan, like there's been 5-6 years of best friendship, and Faisal 7 years. Everyone's over a decade. Like everyone in my life is like that's a length. So there's never like a thought that like, oh, any of them would be snaky or anything, because obviously it has been proven over all these
Yeah.
years. It's if you see these indications,
In general, like since we've known each other in any group, like friends we've been in,
Yeah.
we've never had that situation that we're like, oh, there's this one guy
Something
that
snaky.
like
Yeah.
from our group
Oh,
of
from
friends.
our group, no.
Yeah, outside guys, of course.
Yeah, we've
but
seen,
like from
but, like,
our group of guys,
never.
there's never been that like, oh, this guy our friend started dating that girl. It's always been that as soon as he shows interest, like
That's it.
don't
Yeah.
like cross out of your, like you don't even think about it, But I know many situations.
welcome
that,
to the group, sis. Basically, that's how
yeah,
it
yeah,
is. Like,
exactly. That's how
it's pretty
it's
much
always
it.
been.
but it
But
should be, in my opinion. That's how, like it's like a wolf pack. You respect,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you protect
But-
the pack. That's what
but
it is.
yeah, I think but our like friendships that we've had, like we've been lucky that like we've all been on the same
I
page and
agree.
everything. Yeah. But does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
So we're pretty accurate with our
I think so.
estimation.
I think I'm so accurate. I think I was pretty on the ball with how you guys think.
which is
Yeah.
the correct way.
Yeah, but you
Don't
were like
forget to point that out. That's
you
the
were like,
correct-
oh, but like
Well-
no. I'm like, no, it's not how it works.
Okay, I have another one.
Okay,
So
hit me with it.
let's say
kill them all.
you're in your case this would be me, and in your case this would be a girl.
Hypothetical.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that it's a girl.
Or a guy, whatever you know.
Whatever floats your boat, or fill the hole.
Yo,
Oh my god.
the fuck, man.
Oh my god.
In front of your
Okay.
wife?
To you, like
Anyway. So let's say you ask your partner if something's up. They just seem upset, they seem unhappy, they probably give you a bit of attitude or sass or something like that. And you ask them, what's up? Like, is everything okay? And they say, yeah, but like, it wasn't
That's a
like,
lie. That's clear.
yeah. Why do guys just say like, okay, and just like don't keep persisting.
I don't know any guy that does that. I've seen this in movies and
I-
series a lot, but I don't know a single guy that does that. If you know your partner and you can, if you can't tell they're upset, yeah. But if you can tell
no, no.
she's upset, you
He
just
can
move
tell-
on. Wait, hold up. So you can tell she's upset and you just move on? Oh, cool. Okay.
Guardia,
Okay,
you want me to be upset?
let me elaborate.
Well, next time this happens, give me a hint so I know which way to lead.
I love how you're doing it, and then she looked at me. I'm like, dude. No, here's the thing. I treat it as in like how I understand it. I've asked if you're okay. You're like, yes. I know it's not true. I know it to not be true.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
So what I would do is that I'm
Get
like,
some food, go to bed.
no. I'm not like, okay, good night. That's
horrible. I'm
let's
so
make
mad.
sure that like that's not the case. I'm not like, okay, bye, see you later. I'm not, all right. She's clearly upset about something. If she's saying okay, I'm good, but she's not, that means that she's not ready to talk about it.
When have I ever not been ready to talk about it?
Okay, so if you're ready to talk about it, you saying I'm okay, then you're just saying then you're giving me false information.
Yeah, but I
this
need
is
you-
the issue. When we're talking about men, when they say, leave me alone, and we expect, like, in my mad moment, I want it to be about me and not about you. This is the same thing. When she's saying she's okay, don't make it about how you understand it. Understand it how she wants it.
God, where have you been?
First
Take
of
it
all,
easy. This is the only point I'm agreeing with you. Okay, relax.
of all-
Women.
first of all,
That is.
I've learned my lesson.
As we all do at some point.
Okay?
You know?
No, because like when you're married, like it's not like you're dating or anything. Like you're starting to learn. Like you really learn everything to a much deeper level.
Why'd you say it like that?
Oh, because for me at the like when we're dating, like there's a very limited time because we don't live with each other, anything like that. We need to like dish it out, whatever it is that
Dish
you're
it
not.
out.
You're not. That's the right term,
It's
right?
not a roast battle, bro. Like,
Dish it
what's
out.
wrong with you today? What's wrong with you today?
No, it's not like you gotta like. There's that, but like
Get
when
to
you
it.
live together, like, okay, first of all, I never want you to be like unhappy or like be upset about something. But like at first, that's how I was treating it because again, that's how I thought. But it's not about me, right? So then I learned. I'm like, okay, no, seriously, tell me. And then you'd be like, no, and then I'm like, no, tell me. And then at one point, I did tell you. I'm like, okay, you seriously gotta tell me, or I'm gonna assume you're okay. You're just not realizing that you're not sounding like it.
Okay, first of all, that's so offensive.
I've said that to you before.
No, you
So
can't get to
offensive.
ultimatum when they're
No,
mad. Like,
no, because like, okay, first of all, you were ready to talk about it. Okay, first of all, it's not a therapy session. It's not a couples therapy. No, but now when you
doesn't
say
No,
Say
I'm
maybe the
just I'm
therapy.
generalizing. No, obviously,
Yeah.
like it's not like a very. I'm not like seriously saying that that's what you do. I'm just saying in general, it's like that. I feel like that situation's funny. I mean, it doesn't happen now as often, but I mean, like at the beginning,
Now I
obviously.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I know very well.
He learned his lesson the hard way.
But it was the
sounds like you beat him. Learn, bitch, learn.
Imagine she says, I'm like, yes,
Yes, master.
Johnny Depp kind of stuff.
Oh, shit on your bed.
It's the dog. We don't have a dog. No, but it's the same thing the other way because like I feel like in reverse,
Yeah.
if like the same thing you said, like I need to, and I said I'm okay. If it's insisted on, I know now, like in order to keep that control, I like of my own like thought process, I'll be like in the most simplest way I have to express it. If I were to get deep in it, then I'm like getting invested in all the feelings of it, like whatever feeling are like not I'm
What are
Not
feelings?
that I know what they are.
no.
What are
I know what
feelings?
feelings are like, as in like what the all the stress and everything
Yeah.
are like, rooting in. So I'll be like, okay, this is the situation. This is what I'm thinking about. But talking about it as a guy. Okay, here's one thing I say plainly, and this is a very guy thing, and this is very related to our topic. Okay, as a guy, if I'm having a situation, and you know this now, like, and like this was very confusing for her. If I'm dealing with something, my best thing, I would like to zone out. Not even like be grumpy like this,
Stare at the wall.
Stare at the wall. No, but let's not at the TV. Like, let's like unwind. As in, like, I just want to zone out. You know what I mean? And then I'll be like, okay, like, by the way, like, this is the situation. I'd be so simple about it. By the way, my shipment is late. Okay, she'll be like, oh, like, I'm like, it's gonna get fixed. Like, it's gonna happen. Done. It's a 3-minute, barely conversation. But if I'm angry, I'm like, yeah, but what about this and everything like that? You know, I'm becoming more stressed about it. You know what I mean? So now I know to ask again. And now you know that I
Not
need
to
a
ask,
second.
yeah.
But quick question. Why do you say I'm okay the first time when we both know you aren't?
Because we don't want to give in so easy.
But I'm on your team. Like, who are you
Yeah,
giving
but
into?
I want you to feel like you actually are genuinely like gonna
Oh my
fight
God,
for
back
this
to the shit.
conversation.
All right, I'm off your side.
You're gonna genuinely fight for this conversation. That's what we
But
want to
why?
feel.
We're on the same. Why are we fighting? Like, there's
No, but
Because
okay, first
I
of
don't
all,
know.
I really, because like, bro, on camera, you don't do that.
No, I don't do
No,
that.
but she's
But I'm
speaking on behalf of
answering,
women.
But like, I
I'm
get
saying-
worried because I'm like, you're speaking on behalf, but you're saying,
No.
I usually want
No,
this
no,
and
No, I'm
everything.
talking. Most of this, what we're talking about, is usually something that is like pre-marriage, pre-engagement
Yeah,
sort of
of
stuff.
course, yeah.
So like you're talking about the time when like you want to feel like your partner's genuinely wants to know what's wrong, and it's not just like, okay, you don't want to talk about it. Like I can't bother to like listen.
Okay,
it's not-
fair
I'm
enough.
not
On the
bothered.
first, okay, I get it.
Okay.
But why not give it up on the second one? It's usually the third, fourth, fifth time, depending on the woman.
But do you
Because-
need Morse code? Like,
No, the
Sometimes,
more-
you know what I've done before? I start annoy them till they give it up. Just keep poking, like, I won't stop till you tell me. And then they give.
That's like the best thing ever.
How? This is so annoying.
No, because it's like
I think my
it shows
nervous
that
tick is
you're
coming back.
it shows that you're curious about like what's wrong with us, and that shows that you really, really care.
You know what it actually means from my side?
What?
I want this shit to be over with.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding you. Yeah.
Sorry.
You
Fourth
shut
of-
up during this conversation.
Bro, it's my wife. She knows me. Like, 4th or 5th time. Come on, you've never done that. But like, if you were not telling for a 4th or 5th time,
that's too much.
if you don't say it by the 4th or 5th time, you don't want to talk about it.
I'm telling you right
No.
now,
Again,
if there is a
now-
woman on the planet that says she doesn't want to talk about it, she's lying.
Yeah.
She wants to talk
if
about
she's
it.
gonna say by the 4th or 5th time, I don't want to talk about
There's
it.
no case where she's showing that she's upset, okay, and that she's like genuinely doesn't want to talk about it in that moment.
Imagine by the
It doesn't
5th
happen.
time she tells you, she's like, I can't believe that when I was dreaming, you didn't hold my hand.
That's a very valid thing
You
to
know
be
how
upset
many
about.
times I had to apologize for shit I've done in someone's dream?
Oh, she's told me about it. I'm like, it was a dream.
No,
Yeah.
it's very valid.
No, it's your brain.
It's your subconscious, actually. It's,
your
your fault
You should apologize to me for
for
not
having
knowing
that
me
sort of a
enough.
thought process.
The fact that my brain even went there means that you must have planted a seed of doubt.
You know, once I had to.
No.
You know,
zero logic.
You know,
to
when
this.
when I was this was almost a decade ago. Some girl told me in her dream, we were at a party. Some guy started hitting on her, and I didn't defend her hard enough.
Oh, I've had that dream before.
How is that something I put? What? Why do
Sorry.
I have to
It's just-
apologize?
it's just
Sorry.
Not
because-
only you
Elaborate.
No. Like, for example, not exactly that dream, but like, as in, you'll have a dream where, like, for example, your partner doesn't care enough to like
Oh, yeah,
do
bro.
something. Yeah. So, okay, I'll tell you
should
why.
apologize to me for portraying me as such a bitch.
No, because then you know where our brain goes? Our brain goes to, what if that actually happens? And then when we tell you about the dream and you're like, don't really care, instead of saying, oh yeah, how could I behave that way? That's just messed up.
Okay. Natalie, come on. Okay, first of all.
What the
fuck just
happened?
Okay. Okay.
I'm joking,
What,
by the way.
Yeah, but like, let's put
The
it
same way you were joking about the T-Rex arms.
yeah, by the way. By the way, the amount of comments I got the first
You know how many messages I got from my friends that were like, nah.
Okay, let me put this in steps, okay? If you're in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship,
Yeah.
right? And some, like, the woman's like, oh, I had this dream and all that. Let's flip it, okay? Now let's turn the table.
How could you dream
Exactly.
something like that?
Exactly.
Some girl
If
came
it-
hit on me And you didn't stop it fast
Someone
enough.
hit on you?
Yeah,
Why would
exactly.
you dream
Who's the
about
bitch that you dreamt about hitting on you?
Yeah.
And how the fuck do
No,
you
no, no.
dare to think?
You know what my friend?
I'm just gonna be
You're
standing.
I'll tell you exactly what my first question would be. My first question would be,
Who's the
who
bitch?
exactly is hitting on you in your dream? Do you know her? Do I know her? And why are you dreaming that she would hit on you?
I'm so
Is
glad I
that
don't
something that
dream.
you want?
So you see the flaw in the.
Yeah. Do you see the?
I think
do you
I'm
see
completely
the-
bad. It's all about us.
Yeah, that's.
You know what? Now we went back to argument about the 17-year-old fucking their teacher.
Oh, yeah.
We won it. We just won it right now. We got it back. I really thought we lost that one. I don't know how we lost it, but we definitely lost it till now.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we lost the battle. We're gonna win the war.
No, we just won that battle back. The ref ran it VAR that shit.
War. Let's concentrate on the war, no?
I'm just saying.
Because history is written by the victors. Like, you don't
Can I
want.
ask you a question? This is not like we think you think that way, whatever. It's just something I don't understand, and I don't know if this is something like in your group
in
of
a
friends.
serious way.
No, not serious at all. Once you hear the question,
Okay.
why do groups of women discuss their partner's detailed sex experience?
I
with them?
don't.
No, I know you don't.
Okay.
But you definitely know
In
girls
general?
that do this. Do you know about this?
No.
Yeah. So,
Girls,
I know a
especially in like
lot.
the either like early dating stages, describe everything.
Yeah.
Why?
Bends left, bends right, uppercut,
know.
everything. Like
I think it's just like
It's not football.
you know.
it's either usually when they share something like that, it's either they're really happy about it, something that happened and they were like, "Oh my god, guess what happened?" Or they're like complaining about it and they were like, "That was horrible," and like I don't know what to do about it.
Okay, that if it's a one night stand, I would
No,
understand.
but even
No, no.
dating,
If it's dating, that's pretty messed up.
it's a very common thing. by the
Because
way.
actually, yeah, I remember it because I remember How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. The second they heard that conversation, all the guys were thinking like, our friend who was in a relationship with this person, now we know this detail about his, with genitals, dick. Okay, so we know about him, right? So it'd be it's such a fucked up thing to think
By
about.
the way, it's not just because somehow I was out with these group of women,
Okay.
and somehow they blocked me sitting there, and they went into this conversation. It wasn't just the size of the dick and shit. You don't know, random.
No, I'm not talking about the group.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the girl that was any of the girls you were involved with?
No.
Oh, thank
No,
God.
no,
Because
I-
imagine
That is
immediately
so
in his
messed
head
up.
is like,
That'd be messed up.
if I wasn't here, they were talking
No,
about me.
but they were. It wasn't just like about his equipment. It was
How you use
Functionality.
the equipment.
the moves and the procedure
No,
and
but I
what
will say-
steps and
I
everything.
mean, if
Yeah, but
if
I
the
will
guy is
say that
okay,
like no. Wait. At this like it depends on the age.
yeah,
Right.
Okay,
Big time.
because but once you surpass, I would say around like 21, 22, kind of past the stage of like having fun and you're more into like, okay,
Serious
like
shit.
now you're more mature and stuff. Those are very, I would say, lower class people. You
Conversations.
don't talk about that stuff with other people. Like you'll talk about personal stuff, but it won't go that far. There's no way. So
Okay, follow-up
ditch the
question.
group of girls.
No, but this I heard in UK. This was a different thing.
Okay.
And a girl was explaining to me there's two reasons that happens in group of girls or in the group she was in. One is that you're trying to show off the man you got.
Yeah.
And then another possibility is that when the other people are asking you, sometimes after they hear it, they go after your guy.
Oof.
Yeah. Which
I think
So
there's a big
imagine, like,
cultural gap here.
we're girls, we're in a group, right?
Oh God.
I start dating someone who's fresh. You come ask me, and if I'm giving a good review, in the back of your head, you try to go after that guy.
it's not a car.
Yeah, but
It's not
it's
saying,
a-
oh, it rides well. The gear is so
No, but this is what I
smooth.
mean. It's not that like just the equipment. if they talk
It's
about how
everything.
caring he
Yeah,
was.
but
Yeah.
I
then,
really
like,
understand her point though.
It's a cultural thing.
If it's like a young age,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I get it. But if you're like older
no,
right now
wait,
with all
wait.
the shit that we have
That
in our
happens
lives,
all
No,
the
but
time.
it's a cultural thing
Well,
as
that
well.
too, yeah.
Like there, girls are way more, I would say, vicious and a bit more like backstabbing. Whereas here, there's a bit more of like a cultural aspect that comes into it as well. Like Arabs are and Middle Eastern people tend to have a lot more traditions, tend to be, things like that.
But-
In the UK, it's
no,
a bit,
but like okay,
It
everyone
depends, I
thinks
don't
of Dubai as in like a place that everyone's like Arab. No, that's not
no,
true.
no. I'm saying that like it
the-
is a cultural thing though, because here it's like you still find groups like that. By the way, it's not like they don't exist. I'm saying they exist, but they would be like a lower class people. That's what we consider lower class.
I mean,
There's so much. I feel like Dubai, as like fake as you, like it's hard to find a genuine group of friends here, especially if you're new to Dubai at this age and you come a lot of fake people and stuff. There's still like a level of respect that's maintained.
I don't think the fake thing is true.
What? Oh no! I've heard that a lot.
What are you talking about?
Are you
Oh,
kidding
come
me?
on, like, what-
Look at how many look at how many friends I have in total that I can literally count them on like.
Yeah,
3 hands.
because of the age that we're at. Like we have gathered those. Like you filtered the friends.
You filtered the fake friends.
No, like you.
No, not all fake. Okay, I will say that
You,
they're not all fake.
You
Yeah.
just like you be like, okay, I have this limited time to allocate to friends, so now I do
No,
it for these.
You know what's the
people.
difference? We were here from a young age. At a young age, most people haven't fully developed that bullshit Dubai
Yeah.
persona.
Yeah.
So we sussed them out early. But
Agreed.
if you come here at this age and try to like make new friends, we know this with so many Iranians here, man. Backstabbing, bullshit artists, fucking fake as shit. They're broke, but they pretend like they're rich. Like,
I mean,
there's a
you
lot of
find
that
this
here.
everywhere, but the thing
No.
No,
Here is
here
a
it's
different
more.
level.
No, I understand. Like then, like yeah, every place has it, and we have had our share with it. But I feel like they become so irrelevant that they just like you breeze past.
By
them.
the way, there's majority of people we've came across are super genuine people.
Yeah.
But the people we're talking about,
considered lucky as well
like
too.
some of the people you see on like TV shows or like that type of persona
Oh yeah, 100%.
that are like, oh, like this story we talked about that the guy would rent a Lamborghini just to go pick up his date and then had to return the car at the end of the day, like that kind of.
But
You know what I think it is with here, or why people maybe think like, oh, I have to go through so many fake friends to finally find my genuine group. It's because majority of the people that move here at this age move here on their own. So when they look for a group of friends, they're looking for a genuine group of friends that actually feel like family and that you feel like you can trust blindly.
and because we've already been here at their young age, we've already have established our group of friends,
Yes.
so they can't.
It's
join
harder
as
to
easily.
enter.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I get
exactly.
your
So
point.
whereas in other countries, you're most likely have your family there, you probably have your childhood friends there. It's a bit different than like
Okay, I guess.
Realistically, like who are friends that we made friends like recently?
yeah. Yeah.
For me, the most recent one is Faisal, which is a couple of years ago, and that was by proxy because I knew you knew him.
Yeah.
I was already a couple of steps ahead,
Ahead, yeah.
you know. But other than that,
Yeah.
have you made any new friends in the last year? I've met a lot of people I don't like.
No, I've met one, but like we're not that close.
Exactly.
But same situation. He's like a best friend of one of my best friends.
Yeah, by proxy,
So
like you
because
trust the
of
person's
that,
judgment.
I get that. Oh, this guy is good. You know what I mean? Like I won't have an issue.
Actually, I would say most, if not all, of the people that I consider my best friends for the last, I don't know, maybe like 5 years or something, are people that I got to know 5 years ago. And all of the friends, and I think my situation's a bit different because all of my childhood friends or like people that I was close with in school all moved away. So, but again, you have that advantage because you meet people through the people that you already
Yeah.
have been friends with here.
And your point, you guys both points really make sense because the thing is that even like at the age of like a young age, let's say we're 21, okay, that's when you're clubbing, going out and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So you meet a lot of people, but when you move here at a very much older age, you don't have that social activity, and you don't have that one person who's gonna take you clubbing with other people as well. So it's very hard to socialize. I get the point now. Yeah, I understand.
Do you have any other things?
I think that might be it. I mean, the main ones that I wanted to talk about were there. Oh, yeah. Why do men like not panic like ever?
We do on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like how?
What do you mean? How?
How do you panic inside and not show it on the outside?
What's the point of showing it on the outside?
Thank you.
Because if I don't talk about what I'm panicking about, I will go crazy.
Yeah, but most of the time, the shit I'm panicking about, I either can't communicate it the way I'm feeling it, or even if I do, you don't have it, not you, but the person doesn't have any solutions that I already haven't thought about. So it's a pointless conversation.
If you're panicking about something in general,
Like, let me give you an example, right? I'm starting my own business. I'm
Right.
trying to get it off the ground and everything. Sometimes I panic about my future, how am I going to provide for my kids and all of that. There's not a single scenario that you're going to suggest to me that I already haven't thought about. So what's the point? Why am I wasting everyone's time and I'm talking about my fucking feelings?
I don't know.
like let's say like this. Right now we're in a place, okay, wherever we are, and I'm stressed about something. If I were to stress out and panic, all I'm doing is I'm giving out that panicky mode to everyone, and I'm making everyone else panic in a way. Or everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he's panicking," but just like you said, no one has a solution. If it's a personal thing, I need to figure it out. I do believe in talking about like something stressful to someone who's older and has more experience. But if we're all hanging out and I'm panicking about something, I might be more quiet because I am trying to figure out the solution.
No, but even with your partner, like you just no, I'm not saying you do this. I'm saying in general, men don't tend to really like panic and be like, oh, I'm panicking about this. Like, I don't know what to
I
do
think
about
that
it.
the stuff we panic about is different than the stuff you guys panic about.
Maybe.
Like it's more like doomsday, not doomsday, but like
It really has the threshold. It has to reach that for it to cause like proper panic.
okay. Give me
Anything
an example of
below.
what would make you panic, and then I'll give you an example of what would make me panic.
It's tough to think about. I don't know. Maybe you give me an example first.
Okay,
I
so
can't really
for
think of
me,
anything.
something that would make me panic, right? Not panic, but it would register in my head is that, let's say I'm out with a girl and she gets in a verbal like confrontation with someone, right? But she doesn't realize that if shit goes down, those 6 guys aren't gonna beat the shit out of her. They're gonna beat the shit out of me, right? That's a real life threat that I have to
Right.
register in my head that like, even if she has a point, the way she's talking, she doesn't understand that there could be physical consequences for me, not for her.
What kind of Karen are you dating, bro?
No, but
No,
I'm,
in
this is
general.
I'm not saying this
This
has
is a
happened.
joke.
I'm just giving like a hypothetical. Like,
Yeah.
like that would make. And I'm not saying oh panic, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Not that, but it's like fuck, this is happening. I gotta deal with this shit. If either I don't shut her up or somehow resolve the situation, you know. So that would be like when I say doomsday, I don't mean doomsday. I mean like physical stuff like that, or it would be something that has like more major consequences.
But then with that logic, like, for example, if I like, let's say, women, like in general, when they panic about things, they like to talk about it because they're emotional about it and they need to like voice it out or they'll go crazy. This is just my opinion. But are you saying that talking about it to you is pointless?
No, it's not pointless, but like it's the general concept of it. It's like this.
Like, as in, what you're saying is that basically you feel like if you stress and panic to your partner, let's say, then you're gonna make that other person stress and panic. But does that mean if we stress and panic, we're making you stress and panic?
No,
No, because the shit that makes you stress and panic, we don't even register it as like.
it's not as much.
So how do you know we wouldn't register it either?
No, because okay,
No,
the
it's
same
not
thing
that. It's
as
not
you were
that you
saying.
want. By the way, it's not something that you don't register. I'm just. This is very case to case. It's not a guys girls thing.
Yeah.
Individuals, right? For me, if something makes me panic, not the fighting scenario, but like let's say it's a stress from work. I'm just overwhelmed with some shit and I'm getting like panic. The solution to that is to find the solutions that will help relieve that. Is talking about it is like, oh, I'm feeling this way. No, you're gonna be okay. Like that is not. It's like 1, 2, 3. Do this step, then do this step. Accomplish this.
You
This
guys
will
are
help
just
that
too
one.
logical. Like,
But because a perfect way to say it is the wire example, the ideology. I don't know what's the
I
thing
have
for
no
it.
fucking clue what you're talking about.
Basically, the example is that for if this is from video. I was watching. I think you heard it. So a woman is like, in a way, is like a wire, a couple wires, and if they're panicking, the wires are tangled. Okay, so while you're panicking, you start talking about it. You're untangling the thing, so you get everything out. So be able to like untangle them and have them straight lines. So then you yourself have a clearer mind to think about it, and then either with maybe sometimes you just want the person to listen. Sometimes you want the person to actually like give advice and talk about it. So at that point, then like you're able to receive, or at that time you're like, oh shit, I can figure it out, or there's no reason to panic, right? The way my mind works, and I know the way Kuruj's mind works, is that there's this. I don't have the wires tangled. This one situation is stressing me out. This is one single wire. I just need to figure out how to make sure this wire connects. I'm going along with this wire thing, and it's like maybe not making sense anymore. But like, it's just that like, okay, in step to connect the wire, grab the plug, put in the plug. Which plug works for me? That's it. Which solution works for my problem?
It's very like
I
systematic.
think how the video described it was really accurate. I feel like it said basically women's brains, like every single aspect of your life, whether it's like dog, house, job, whatever, mother, father, everything, are it's like all these wires and everything's connected with each other. So like every aspect of our life is connected to the other. So when we panic, it's almost like we spiral out of control and with this whole like, oh my God, everything's gonna like go bad and whatever. With guys, it's like every single aspect of your life is an individual box. And
Okay.
like when you think about like, for example, your job,
Like, it's
you only
compartmentalized.
think about your job.
Compartmentalize
that one.
Yeah. You only think about your job. You don't start connecting everything else to your job. Like you just think about that.
Okay, I have a question. Maybe this will help me understand better. When you panic, you have anxiety attack, whatever, it's something in that nature, right? Isn't your whole being like, doesn't it want it to stop?
Yes, but you can't.
I don't get it.
Because
I
it's-
know.
But you
I
can.
know. No.
No, but you
Yeah.
okay. So because emotions come before logic for most of the women out there,
That's
then
where the
you
issue
can't.
is.
Your mind sort of runs faster than your logic can catch up to it. Your emotions run faster than your
Oh my God,
logic.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, like 2
You
days
just
ago.
you just panicked just then. You're like,
No,
oh
'cause,
God.
like 2 days ago, right? I was having like major anxiety, depression, like
Yeah.
for like a couple of days. Go to the gym with him, and then he's like, "How's everything?" I'm like, feeling like major anxiety and depression. He's like, "Do you know why?" I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Are you sleeping good?" I'm like, "Nope." Just after like 3 sentences, we're like, "Okay, all right, we'll figure it out." Like,
I
sleep
was
on
like,
it.
because, well, I gave you good advice. I was
No,
like,
it was great.
check your sleep, check the supplementation you're taking, maybe do these stuff that like
That actually
if-
makes me feel better too.
yeah, but
Yeah.
and
Because usually when you can pinpoint the anxiety on something that's like logical, that makes me feel a lot better than feeling like I don't know why I'm feeling
No,
this
but
way.
the thing is that I was exactly that. There was no reason, like I had nothing that like triggered it, like I couldn't pinpoint anything. But for me, it's like, okay, this is happening. If it wasn't happening, what would you do throughout your day? Just go do those, and as it's happening, just let it happen.
Yeah. I mean
right?
that's the way to make you feel better.
But why can't you guys?
no,
Because you need to,
works
like-
in different ways.
No,
I'm-
not
no, I know, I
necessarily.
understand. I'm just trying to like get their perspective.
Because like okay, when you have anxiety to a point where like you have to deal with it a lot, it's kind of like when you are like, I'm not having anxiety, I'm not like that denial of like I'm just gonna move on with my day as if nothing's happening. You're not like accepting that you're going through it. You're just kind of like, whatever, I don't understand this, so I'm just gonna move on from it. But when you say like, okay, I'm experiencing anxiety right now, like I need to just feel the intensity of it and then just be like, okay, now I'm gonna move on with my day and do other things, is a lot healthier. And like we're just talking like in a more serious way, but I'm just saying emotions run faster than the logic. So maybe there is actually a reason you're having the anxiety, but your logic hasn't reached that point yet. You're just like experiencing the emotional, because you can't just be feeling anxiety and just like, obviously there are people that experience anxiety just generalized, but I mean, if you generally don't experience anxiety and then all of a sudden in your life you're like experiencing anxiety for a couple of days, there's obviously something that is a source
Triggered,
of that.
yeah.
So you need to just accept that that's what you're going through, which is obviously what you've done, but it will get there eventually. One day you'll just be like, oh, that's probably why I was feeling that way.
Honestly, for me, most of the time, the way it clicks, okay, this is a weird thing, but like when I was like 17, 18, I was doing those like, you know, those apps that like, it's kind of like, it's not therapy, but they like, you put the headphones in, close your eyes, focus on your
Oh
breathing.
yeah, it's like the meditation thing. Yeah.
I don't even know the name. But I was doing it and it was like, oh, just keep imagining yourself going higher and higher in sky and then go out of earth and all of that. And I could actually visualize it. And then since that point, whenever this happens, like for me is that like I run through the options like, okay, this is what I'm having anxiety about. Okay, if this happens, this happens, at the end I die. Whatever. If this happens, all the conclusions is I go through this for 20 years of suffering, then I die. And then that feeling, that knowing that all the endings reaches death kind of calms me down.
It's a very good way of thinking. It's healthy.
Okay.
I don't think she agrees.
No, it's healthy.
That just makes me panic a little.
No, because there are two things that are happening. One, he's going through exactly what the things that he's experiencing is and like reaching the end point of it. And at the same time, when a lot of people see the most like fucked up thing to like think about generally for people is that like, oh, death, like you never know, shit like that, right? But when you accept it, the acceptance of it itself brings a lot of peace. So that creates a lot of calmness. So like that's actually when you accept something, even if it's a bad situation, you're more calm with it, so you actually can deal with it much more. Think about skydiving when we did it. It's very illogical if you were to be like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? Now, like, no, I'm about to have a great experience. Worst case scenario, this happens. That's it.
Yeah.
But
to legit the sentence I told him,
I
like if we
know.
die with a view.
with that, I mean, I actually said view, but like the problem was that I was very accepting of it. So when we're going, you had to put your phones in the locker. So I sent the voice note to my parents. I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to, I signed an insurance, so you're going to get money out of it. But anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Oh my God.
When we got finished skydiving, the message they got was like, what the, you're going skydiving, first of all. Second of all, like, I'm like, it was really fun. They're like, we did not have a good time.
For me, like I don't say I love you to people, right? I message like close friends and everything just so they know that I love them.
Oh
I'm like,
my
guys, I'm
God.
going skydiving. If I never saw you again, I love you. Just so they know, so they
Wow.
never don't think that, oh, the last message I sent him or the last message he sent me was a picture dump he took in the toilet, because I've used to do that before.
This is horrible.
Yeah, so I sent that, put it in the locker, come back to all the messages. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Like all the
Dude,
but like
I
to me that's a very
cannot.
logical thing. Like every time I get on a plane, I say I send a message of I love you to people, like to my family and stuff. Not because of me, but just in case I die, I don't want the last message they got as like, did
Okay,
you
the
buy
fact that
tomatoes?
you brought
Like,
up a plane as an example.
Like, don't say that,
Oh,
man.
shit.
Like, for anxiety, it's that.
Oh
brought
my
up skydiving.
God. So it is true.
No.
all right, should we end
Yeah.
the episode here?
Yeah.
Well, Natalie, thank you so much for coming again.
Thank you for the
Anytime.
couple therapy between Kurosh and I.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you, Kurosh, for the couple
anytime.
therapy between us. Thank you for doing the couple therapy for him and his like associates.
Welcome. Always.
And thank you
anytime.
guys for watching this episode of the Cancellable Podcast.
That was nice.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment any suggestions you have for us. And if you like our content, you can check out our social media accounts right here. And we'll
If you have any questions, we don't
if you have any questions like about this topic, put it in the comments. Next
Yeah.
time Nat comes,
yeah, we can
we'll
do it
go
another
over
one.
more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. See you guys
All right.
next week.